Few military leaders throughout history have achieved the legendary status of Napoleon Bonaparte. Rising from humble beginnings on the island of Corsica, Napoleon soared to become the master strategist and ruler of much of Europe. His career was punctuated by a series of unforgettable battles, each one demonstrating his tactical genius, unshakable confidence, and sometimes his overreaching ambition. Let us first journey to the fields of northern Italy in 1796, where the young General Bonaparte faced the Austrian army at the Battle of Lodi. Here, a crucial river crossing became the stage for Napoleon's emergence as a force to be reckoned with. He audaciously drove his troops across the narrow bridge under heavy fire. The bold maneuver sent shockwaves through his enemies and inspired awe among his own men. Lodi was not Napoleon's largest battle, but it cemented his reputation for daring action, earning the loyalty and admiration of his soldiers. From Italy, we turn to the vast deserts of Egypt in 1798. At the Battle of the Pyramids, Napoleon's army faced the traditional Mamluk cavalry. Using his famed divisional square formation, he neutralized the charging horsemen and conquered a numerically superior foe. The victory showcased not just tactical innovation, but the symbolic power Napoleon wielded. As his men gazed upon the timeless pyramids, he reminded them that they stood at the crossroads of history. But it wasn't in Egypt or Italy that Napoleon's legend was truly forged. It was on the fields of Central Europe. The Battle of Austerlitz, fought on December 2, 1805, stands as his crowning achievement. Pitted against the joint forces of Russia and Austria, Napoleon lured his enemies into a carefully devised trap. He seemed to expose his right flank, tempting his adversaries to attack. As expected, the Allies committed themselves. At the perfect moment, Napoleon launched precise counteroffensives, splitting their lines and encircling them. The result was a decisive victory, one heralded as the Battle of the Three Emperors. Following Austerlitz, the battles of Jena and Auerstedt in 1806 proved the might of Napoleon's military reforms. Confronted by the respected Prussian army, Napoleon's forces moved with unprecedented speed and coordination. The devastating losses inflicted on Prussia signaled the emergence of a new kind of warfare, one in which mobility, communications, and the will to act quickly determined the outcome. Then, in 1809 at Wagram, Napoleon faced a formidable opponent in the reorganized Austrian army. The battle raged for 2 days, with neither side gaining a clear advantage. But through a massive artillery bombardment and relentless pressure, Napoleon forced the Austrians to withdraw. Wagram was a hard-won victory, revealing the increasing challenges as France's enemies learned from their defeats and adapted their tactics. Yet even the greatest commanders have their missteps. In 1812, Napoleon launched his ill-fated invasion of Russia, culminating in the Battle of Borodino. The fighting was brutal and indecisive, producing staggering casualties with no clear victor. Napoleon occupied Moscow, but found it abandoned and burning, marking the start of a disastrous retreat. Finally, at Waterloo in 1815, Napoleon faced the united armies of Britain and Prussia. Despite a valiant effort and moments of hope, shifting fortunes and the arrival of the Prussian reinforcements spelled defeat. Napoleon's last gamble ended with the collapse of his empire. Each of these battles, whether marked by glorious triumph or catastrophic loss, contributed to the mythos of Napoleon. He transformed the art of war, inspiring generations of leaders and students of strategy. Today, his classic battles are studied not just for their historical impact, but for the lessons they continue to teach about leadership, innovation, and the ever-present balance between ambition and fate. Born on the island of Corsica in 1769, Napoleon Bonaparte rose from humble beginnings to become Emperor of the French. His ambition and remarkable intellect propelled him through the ranks of the military during the tumultuous years of the French Revolution. Known for his relentless energy and sharp strategic mind, Napoleon reshaped the political map of Europe, earning both admiration and fear. His influence stretched far beyond the battlefield, leaving a profound mark on history and modern governance. At the Battle of Toulon in 1793, a young and ambitious Napoleon Bonaparte made his mark on history. Assigned to oversee the artillery, he demonstrated an uncanny mastery of strategy, orchestrating a relentless bombardment that ultimately forced British forces to abandon their position. This swift and decisive victory not only secured the vital port for the French Republic, but also catapulted Napoleon to the rank of general at just 24, setting the stage for his legendary ascent. With relentless ambition, Napoleon led his army through the snowbound Alpine passes, outmaneuvering traditional foes and confronting seemingly insurmountable odds. In a series of dazzling battles, he defeated both Austrian and Sardinian forces, emphasizing swift movement and innovative tactics. Victory after victory culminated in the capture of Milan, solidifying his reputation as a brilliant commander. The subsequent Treaty of Campo Formio not only humbled Austria, but extended French power deep into Italy, reshaping the European balance of power. Napoleon's Egyptian campaign marked both a dazzling feat and a harsh lesson in the unpredictability of war. Seeking to disrupt British trade and expand his influence, he led a daring invasion of Egypt, where the Battle of the Pyramids saw his forces decisively defeat the Mamluk cavalry. Yet victory was short-lived. Admiral Nelson's dramatic triumph at the Battle of the Nile shattered the French fleet, leaving Napoleon's army stranded and exposed, transforming a triumph into a precarious struggle for survival. In June 1800, the plains near the tiny village of Marengo became the stage for one of Napoleon's most daring feats. Facing a formidable Austrian army, Napoleon found his outnumbered forces on the brink of defeat. Yet demonstrating trademark resolve and tactical flexibility, he orchestrated a dramatic surprise counterattack late in the day. The victory at Marengo not only shattered the Austrian advance, but also reinforced Napoleon's legitimacy at home, securing his ascendancy in post-revolutionary France. In the autumn of 1805, Napoleon demonstrated his mastery of operational maneuver at the Battle of Ulm. Through a swift and deceptive series of marches, he enveloped the Austrian forces under General Mack, cutting off escape routes and confounding enemy plans. Remarkably, this campaign was won not through direct confrontation, but by forcing Mack's entire army to surrender with minimal bloodshed. The Ulm maneuver revealed Napoleon's ability to use speed, coordination, and psychological pressure to claim decisive victories. The Battle of Austerlitz stands as Napoleon's crowning achievement, a masterclass in military strategy that reshaped the balance of power in Europe. On that frosty December morning in 1805, outnumbered yet unbowed, Napoleon lured his adversaries into a trap, feigning weakness to entice their advance. When the Allied forces pressed forward, he unleashed a perfectly timed counterattack, shattering their center and sending their armies into disarray. Austerlitz secured his legend, echoing through history as a testament to brilliance under pressure. Napoleon's mastery of strategy was evident in his relentless application of divide-and-conquer tactics, fragmenting his enemies' alliances and striking with precision. By deploying rapid marches, he frequently caught opposing armies off guard, seizing the initiative on the battlefield. Surprise attacks became his hallmark, allowing him to break through defensive lines and surround adversaries. This combination of speed, deception, and audacity not only won him stunning victories, but also cemented his reputation as a pioneering leader in the art of war.